Hi folks, Sayu Rinpoche here and welcome to Sayu's Guide channel. This time I'm staying at an all-inclusive resort here in Los Cabos, Baja Califronia Sur, Mexico. In fact, this is my first all-inclusive experience. And also this hotel happens to be one of the most controversial resorts in Los Cabos, as the ratings across the platforms are so different from one another. On Google, this resort is rated 4.2 stars out of 5. So this is not a bad score. In fact, I've stayed at many 4.2 stars hotels and properties, and to be honest, I've never had any problems. And on booking.com, this is rated very good at 8.1 as of today, and that is 8.1 out of 10. Again, not a very bad rating either. However, on TripAdvisor, this is only 3.5 out of 5. And in the past, I've definitely encountered issues with hotels that are rated 3.5 out of 5. So the question is, who is right? Which rating is more accurate? And should you be staying at this resort? I guess this time we're gonna find out together. I arrived at the hotel in the late afternoon, right before dinner time, because this hotel offered a web check-in option. I was able to fill in most of the required information even before I left for Mexico. The entire check-in process in the lobby took me about 10 minutes. Very reasonable. I was handed my room keys, a card for exchanging towels around the resort, and a map of the entire hotel complex. First thing first, let's head to my room and I'll show you what I got. Alright, here we're in the room. Welcome. Wow, what a spacious room. And look at this. Hello. Also has a huge closet. Some extra pillows. Yeah, a lot of the complaints seems to be the fact that this is an older property, but based on what I see, it looks pretty fine to me. Maybe they did the remodeling in recent times, but yeah, everything looks fairly new to me. Definitely a lot better than many hotels I've stayed at. I mean, there's one way actually to find out, and that is this TV right here. And let's see if we're able to watch our channel's videos, and if it's possible, then we know that this is a smart TV. And if it's smart TV, that means this unit has been recently renovated. Okay, so the remote has Netflix, and let's see if it does anything. It doesn't. Does it? Switch the channel. Okay. This is an interesting American TV. Yeah, it doesn't look like Netflix works here or Amazon Prime as shown here on this remote control. And certainly this probably doesn't have YouTube on it. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it off. Alright, so it's a lot quieter now after I turned off the TV. And I also specifically requested a quieter room, and knowing that this is a party hotel. So far, it's absolutely quiet. The only thing I can hear is air conditioning, pretty normal. And okay, so the air conditioning in my unit also turned on. But aside from this, otherwise it's pretty quiet. So apparently the hotel did honor my request. So with this, I'm pretty happy. And here's a pretty old phone. And also, little buttons probably will turn on, turn off the nightstand. Not sure what this is, but looks like they do have a USB charger and also an international outlet. This is really helpful, especially for those who are coming from Europe, or Asia or other regions across the world, as getting a converter sometimes is not the most convenient thing, and I admit that. And here is something for menu. This is for enjoy the benefits of booking online. Oh, that's a spa, okay? And directory of service tells you what's going on. Riu magazine and all the cabinets. They do offer laundry service, but this is not included. And here it appears that there is also a balcony for my unit, so why don't we check it out? It's pretty dark right now, but tomorrow morning I'm gonna check out to see what the actual view is. But for now, why don't we still go out and see what it has. Okay, I don't know what's the meaning of this wave. Okay, I see what it means. It means that the moment you open the door, the aircon in the room is gonna stop. And this is the view. 2 chairs. Okay, since it was too dark to see anything, let me show you what my balcony looked like the next morning. So we've got 2 chairs and a little tea table, and also a place for towels or maybe your laundry. I'm not sure. I've seen those in Guatemala before. I think this is probably for your wet clothes. Alright, let's get back to the room. I don't want more bugs going in. Okay, so the aircon just turned back on. There's something else, the bar area, which I'm gonna show you a bit later, but first, why don't we check out the bathroom. Okay, here we go. Hello. Okay, that's very nice. That's a double sink all for myself, and a huge area for business. Here is a very nice working pretty well, and this is supposedly the soap and the cup and a towel. Well, since we're in Mexico, I'm pretty sure that you cannot drink the tap water here, but later on as we move to the bar area, I'm gonna show you something, so it doesn't really bother me. In Mexico, I never drink tap water anyways, and sometimes if I think even the tap water is suspicious or I have a feeling it might be contaminated, I even brush my teeth with bottled water, and I would avoid tap water under all circumstances. But here, I think I can trust this resort right here, and if for some reason the tap water here fails even to be safe for brushing the teeth, well, I will definitely let you guys know. Here's the shower, and nice wooden flooring. Also, soap and conditioner. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is when they have hair and body wash in the same bottle. I believe these are 2 different types of products, and you're supposed to definitely use them separately. I don't think combining the 2 will do any good. So maybe I'll use this as a body wash for my hair. I'll use my own stuff. It's actually pretty huge. And here comes the biggest perk of them all, because this is an all-inclusive hotel, which in the end I'll be revealing how much I paid. I got a really good deal, so make sure you stick with us all the way to the end to find out what kind of deal I got. But so far, this is, to me, even as a regular hotel room, this is pretty great. I am happy to be spending the next 4 nights right here. But like I said, since it's all inclusive, and supposedly all the drinking, all the eating, they're all included, which I'm gonna go for dinner later on. They told me that the dinner here is first come, first served. So then no reservation is required or needed, and that some people like it, some people don't. For me, it's still kind of early, but on the way in from the check-in area, I can see people were already there. So right after this, I'm gonna go there and eat my first dinner. But the all-inclusive actually starts right here in my room. And there's actually one more area I need to show you guys, and that's the bar area. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. There we go. So we've got a big bottle of water, a coffee machine, a little container for ice, a fridge, and it's fully stocked. We've got, what is this? Canada Dry. I'm drinking Canada Dry here in Mexico, but this is tunic water. Yes, and some Diet Pepsi, and one more big water and some beer. And what is this? 7-Up. Okay, perfect. Wow, all for myself? That's great. But the biggest thing that really shocked me was actually this, so check it out. So right here I've got tequila, I've got, what is this one? Blackmore, is that rum or something? And I've got, this appears to be a vodka and gin. So this is like a dispenser available to me 24/7. And it says that drinks are replaced every 2 days. So I'm not sure if we're talking about this mini fridge right here or this thing right here. So definitely tomorrow we'll find out, and I'll let you know a bit later. And since we're here, why don't we try out something? Let's have a tequila. Alright folks, cheers. Oh my gosh. Here I can tell you folks, this is the real tequila. Doesn't taste watered down. So supposedly this is good stuff. And if you know how to make cocktails with everything available down here, you might be your own bartender for yourself pretty much anytime you want. It's close to 7 o'clock and I haven't eaten pretty much since this morning, but now, I'm so ready to eat dinner. So it appears that there are 10 restaurants at this property. And tonight we're probably gonna try out this one, the Fusion Gourmet. Since we're going to a restaurant anyways, let's move on to the next topic. Food at this resort. Dining at restaurants listed on the directory are all included in the price of the stay, including all beverages. I was able to try out all 10 restaurants on site, so let me go through all of them with you. Let's start with the very first restaurant I went to, Kulinarium. You can say that this fusion restaurant is the closest thing to high-end dining at this resort. Food-wise, the appetizer and the dessert I had were good. The main course, which was lobster rice, was a bit awkward. So my opinion on this restaurant is a mixed one. For the rest of the restaurants on site, I'm going to divide them into 3 categories. The ones I liked, the ones that are okay, and the ones I didn't like. Here we go with the ones I liked. The first one up, believe it or not, is La Baja California, the main buffet restaurant of the resort. This restaurant is huge, and I never had any problem finding a table every single time I went there. The lines at the food stations were also minimal even during peak dining times. The quality and the selection of food were actually pretty good by buffet standards. La Baja California is open for breakfast and dinner, but it's closed for lunch. There is another buffet restaurant located close to the oceanfront section of the resort, El Tolote. The food appeared to be identical to the ones you see at La Baja California, but the setting was far more superior as you can enjoy a hearty meal with a view of the Land's End, possibly the most famous attraction and symbol of Cabo San Lucas. While El Tolote is open for breakfast and lunch, it is closed for dinner. The last restaurant on my like list is La Mission. During lunchtime, this restaurant serves buffet meals that are identical to the offerings of El Tolote. For dinner, La Mission has two offerings. One side of the venue becomes a sit-down Mexican restaurant, and the other side becomes a steakhouse. I did not go for the Mexican option because, based on my experience at this resort, the Mexican food served here is not very good, which is weird considering that we're in Mexico. So I went to the steakhouse instead, and I really liked it. Next up, let's talk about the three restaurants that I think are just okay. First one is Caruso, supposedly an Italian restaurant that is only open for dinner. To me, the restaurant is more of a buffet with an Italian theme. The food was typical American-style Italian food, so don't expect to see authentic, classic dishes from Italy. If there is no lineup, dining at Caruso may be worth it. But if the line is long, I think it's better just to go to the main buffet, La Baja California, right next door. You also find American Country Restaurant in the same area, which opens from lunch non-stop all the way till late. If you already miss American food while vacationing in Mexico, this could be a good place to go. There's also Wet n Pizza right next to the Splash Water World, which is more of a canteen than a full restaurant. But again, you can't go wrong with pizza, especially when you need it after having all the fun at Splash Water World, which we will touch on a bit later. Okay, now let's go through the remaining three restaurants that I didn't like. Again, tastes and expectations could be different from person to person. This is strictly my opinion. My biggest disappointment was Sakura, a supposedly Asian specialty buffet. The offerings were completely a disappointment. I felt many dishes, such as the so-called Peking duck, pad thai, and strawberry sushi were more like the resort's own inventions, and tasted rather weird as well. I've had Mexican-style sushi before. Trust me, they are good and not weird at all compared to what was found in this restaurant. Everything tasted sweet, from so-called curries to noodles. Yet, this restaurant can be busy. I'm not sure how many guests returned back to this restaurant after their first meal there, because I didn't. I hope the hotel can take the hint and really improve this restaurant's offerings. Don't make it look like a tourist trap within an all-inclusive resort. Another disappointment was tiki taco stands, which could be found in different parts of the resort. Absolutely the worst taco I've had in Mexico, period. Well, they don't taste that bad, it's just any other tacos I had in Mexico were far more superior than these ones. So I recommend going into town at least once to try out what the real deal is like if you haven't had real tacos before. The final place, which is Pepe's Food, is actually okay in terms of taste. It's just that the food selection wasn't the greatest, and I would recommend going into any other real restaurants that are open at the same time if you want to take a serious lunch. There is technically another hidden food place as well, and that's the sports bar. It is open 24 hours a day and has snack available for grab anytime. If none of the restaurants are open during very early or very late hours, or if you need to take some food with you for excursions, this is the place to go. Otherwise, let's talk about the other facilities around Riu Santa Fe. The resort has several bars, including the sports bar where you can catch a football game, and several swim-up bars that pretty much serve the same drinks menu. Again, everything you order is included at this resort. I don't recall any staff members coming by your lunch chair taking your order or bringing orders to you, so be prepared to head to one of the bars yourself. But luckily, there are always bars close to the main facilities at this resort. Despite being a resort with access to the beach, the section of the sea right in front of Riu Santa Fe is pretty choppy most of the time and therefore limits the option for on-site water sports. That pretty much leaves swimming pools sometimes the only option if you want to go for a swim. Fortunately, this resort has a lot of different pools to make up for this big disadvantage. Riu Santa Fe has 10 pools, and 5 of them has swim-up bars. Generally, the pools are concentrated in 3 different areas. Area number 1 is by the beach, where you'll find several infinity pools facing the land's end. This area is the busiest of all 3, and lunch chairs are often hard to find if you show up late. There are also some chairs owned by resorts you can take advantage of on the beach. But because all beaches in Mexico are considered public areas, you might encounter vendors constantly trying to sell you something while you are trying to relax. Personally, it doesn't really bother me that much, but again, it varies from person to person. Oh yeah. Area number 2 is close to the lobby, the entrance, and La Baja Califronia restaurant. This area appears to be a lot more family friendly, and I never had any problems securing a lunch chair any time of the day, because the area is large and there were more than enough chairs for everybody. Another big plus for this area is that it's so close to most of the restaurants. Definitely ideal for those who often get hungry. Area number 3 is in the vicinity of the Riu Party Complex, which we will talk more in details later in this video. Other than the party pool inside Riu Party, the other 2 pools for recreational use in this area are not the conventional pools we saw in other areas earlier. One is Riu Land Kids Water Park, which is a children's pool with facilities that are suitable for kids between 4 and 12 years old. The other one is one of my favorite facilities in the entire resort, Splash Water World. This on-site water park is suitable for older kids and adults. There are attendants giving you advices, and there are also rules and other details of each ride clearly posted once you walk up to the platform. Okay, enough talking. There is no better way to show you than me testing out some of the slides right here, right now. Alright, so we're gonna try out the water slides. Maybe we try this one right here. Let's go. Yes, I can. Yes. Okay, perfect. There are also lounge chairs in the Splash Water World where you can relax. You also find places where you can exchange the towel card you get during check-in at the reception in all 3 pool areas. Just make sure that you don't lose your towel or the towel card, as it may result in you paying penalties. If you want to be more active than relaxing by the pools, there is a spa and gym building in this resort. The spa services, unfortunately, are one of the few things that you need to pay extra on, and therefore not included in the all-inclusive package. The gym, on the other hand, is completely complimentary. I felt the size was kind of small for a huge resort like Riu Santa Fe, but it had most of the equipment you need for a good workout. There is also a tennis court and pickleball court close to the resort's entrance that you can use on a first-come, first-served basis. For entertainment facilities, you will find the resort's main theater next to the reception area and the sports bar. There are performances there every evening, which we will talk more in details later. Right next to the theater stage, you'll find the resort's disco nightclub. Ideal place to continue the party if you want to have more fun after the Riu Party events end. Overall, this resort is massive. I felt like I could easily spend a week there without the need to even leave the property, especially when there are so many activities happening all the time. Wow, I have to say, this is such a big property. To see all activities scheduled around the resort, it's recommended that you download the Riu app in advance, so you will have a better picture of what to do even before you arrive in Los Cabos. Now, let's talk about the activities at this resort. The main theater is where different types of performances like concerts, game shows, interactive children's shows, and movie nights take place. There are also sports and wellness activities such as beach volleyball, pole dancing, and fitness sessions scheduled throughout the day. Again, completely complimentary. However, I do want to point out that most of them are happening during the day. So if you have lots of excursions and tours scheduled, or you plan to leave the resort during the day, it's likely that you will miss them. There should be schedules posted close to the reception lobby, but the easiest way, let me say it one more time, is through the Riu app. The number one event of Riu Santa Fe, or maybe we can say even being the reason why many people come all the way from everywhere to stay at this resort, is the Riu party. As of now, there are 2 afternoon and 2 evening parties per week, all happening on different days. So, if this is something for you, make sure to plan accordingly. I had too much fun, so I didn't record that much while I was in full action. LOL. Alright folks, so here comes the end of this review video, and I'm here ready to check out in a few hours. So overall, is this property worth staying? Well, in my opinion, absolutely yes. I know some complaints were about how old this property is, but it does look like that this specific resort did have some sort of an upgrade, which is now pretty much up to standard, well, especially considering the price I paid. So for me as a paying customer, I am very satisfied with my stay here at the Hotel Riu Santa Fe. Again, this is a huge property, and like I said, I could easily stay here for a week without even getting out of here, and I still stick with that comment after spending 5 days and 4 nights right here. So for 4 nights of hotel stay, and we're talking about an all-inclusive package, includes all the food, all the drink, all the activities, pretty much 24 hours. For 4 nights and 5 days, I spent 10,350 pesos. So please let me know, what do you think of this property? Will you be staying here in the future? Please leave a comment and let me know. Again, I hope this video has been helpful, and if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.